Hey guys, it's Vintage Vinny, and I am filming on location in our Airbnb here in Lynchburg. We just arrived a few hours ago. We've antiqued our way up here. It's about a 3-hour drive from where I'm located. And I thought you all might like to see the first little bit of stuff that I picked up at the 3 stores we visited. So let's go ahead and take a look. So I didn't bring my tripod with me, so I'm holding the phone as I share everything with you all. So we stopped at 3 different antique stores on the way up here. And, I didn't walk out with a ton. I did get some really good deals on some things. I'm hoping to have the eBayable items listed by the time you guys see this video. We are up here until Saturday. We're going to leave after we do sourcing trip on Saturday, and after we're all done, we're just going to head home. Anyway, so let's go ahead and check out some of the things that I've gotten. So I do an industrial sale with Katie, a Vintage and Vinyl, every now and then, and this is one of the items that I found, this really cool Johnson self-shining shoe polish in black. I love the contrast of the red, cream white, and the black. I also scored this, and I don't know if this is a Kokeshi or not. It's marked Yamaha and says made in Japan. So I'll have to do a little bit more research on that. Isn't this just fantastic? It is a little mini, perfume vanity set. It's got the 3 bottles. It says Orient, Bon Quiet, and Gardenia. And that is not glass, that is actually just a reflective metal. So I thought that was a really neat piece. At one place that we visited, all of the jewelry was in 4 showcases, was $5 and then 50% off. So I went a little crazy there. The first set, it says Amco Jewels. It's got a brooch and some matching earrings. I don't really know much about jewelry, to be honest with you. Some names I know, but other things, when it's inexpensive, you take a chance on it, and that's what I did. This I bought at another store. I think it was a store in Waynesboro, Virginia, because it's on the way up here. This is called, Caldwell Massey, I think is what it is. Forgive me, I'm holding it. Caswell Massey. When I was in Tennessee, one of the thrift stores that we visited had an empty powder jar of this stuff, and this is dated 1995 by Caswell Massey's Elixir of Love. And this perfume, even despite it being the tester and still having some of it be used, is what I was trying to say there. Does still look like it would sell for about $50, so I'll probably list it for $50 and take best offers. I did spend $12.50 on that. Now I have another one of these that I haven't filmed the haul for. This is just a Tammy, I think it's supposed to be a Tammy, Bubble Bath by Lander & Co. That was only $1, you guys. It was just a figural soap bottle, so I think bubble soap came in there, and then after you were done, it turned into like a little plastic toy. So that was a good deal for only $1. And then I found this Amber Fenton swirl dish. I've had these before. This was 20% off. I think I could probably get $15 to $16 at a live sale for that. Anybody who collects mid-century glass or likes the amber glass for their mid-century or boho style would probably really appreciate that. Now, most religious items I tend to steer clear of because, they just don't sell very well. This is a Jasperware holy water wall holder. Let me hold it up for you guys so you can see that better. Jasperware in this store was 50% off. It's gonna need a little bit of cleaning, but not too much. So I saw it for $5. I'm like, that's a really good deal. And then when I found out the Jasperware was 50% off, I decided to go ahead and pick that up because I know it can definitely make more than the $250 I paid for it. So now we got some other jewelry and odds and ends. Most of this came from, actually all of this came from the $2.50 showcase. I really liked these clip-on earrings. They scream 1960s to me, just that mint green. They are clip-ons, but they are very, very cool nonetheless. And then I have found this. I have fish that have these like googly eyes. So this one is a lion. And I just thought that was very, very fun. Some of these items will probably go in my junk jar and some of them I will probably sell. And then I did find this cute little enamel flower pin. I know people do like these. So anytime I can find them reasonable, I will pick them up. This was really interesting in the sense that, oh, I'm so sorry. This was really interesting in the sense that it's an owl, and I'm just now noticing that some of the little rhinestones are missing, but you know what? That doesn't bother me at all. I could probably just pop those out. And this was just going to be a junk jar item anyway, or treasure jar, because that's just a really unique piece. And then right here, I really don't know what this is or what its purpose was, but it was really interesting. It was only a couple dollars. It's got an eagle on it, and it looks like a top hat, but I think it's really supposed to be like this, so it doesn't break. But I thought that was just a unique little trinket, and I had to pick that up. I think probably my favorite pin that I picked up at this particular mall was the snowman with the pipe. I just think that that's really, really fun. And I don't know if, oh, it is marked. Looks like it says art. But isn't that just really awesome? At least I thought it was. And then I did find this one too. Gold floral design. I think this one might also be marked, but sorry guys, I'm not paying attention. Yeah, it is. It's marked BSK, I think. Yeah, BSK. Yeah, it looks like BSK to me. So that was really cool. And this was, like I said, I was just spotting some really interesting pieces. This is a gun in a holster. I think it was supposed to be like a pendant for a necklace. But I thought that was really cool. And here's another enamel flower pin right here. This one looks like the petals were in the wind. But people collect these. I know that Tammy Vintage Uprising Texas did. And she would put them on flower frogs and display them, which I think is a really fantastic idea. This piece was really interesting to me when I spotted it. This is a piece of Joan Rivers jewelry. If you guys don't know, Joan Rivers was a very popular comedian, socialite, and it looks like they originally were asking $50. So usually when I see something like that at an antique store, it makes me think that it is something. They call it an accent slide. Whether that's what this is or not, I'm not sure. But it looks like it's got star rhinestones on it. So I just went ahead and took that with me for the $2.50, because look, it's marked Joan Rivers right there. So that was definitely cool. And then I spotted this owl necklace. I know that people out there do love their owls. They're very popular in boho and 1970s, if you like that thing. Isn't boho kind of the 1970s? You get the idea. It's on a chain. So that's definitely a really cool necklace. And then the only other item that I was able to score today, well, it's more of an educational tool than it is a score. This is a 1973 Coca-Cola pocket mirror. I picked it up for only $2. Anytime I can find reproduction items like this for a reasonable price, I will pick it up, simply because it's great to have when you're learning about markings and things like that. because a lot of people who don't know what they're looking for when trying to start collecting the old stuff, they could very well mistake the reproductions for the originals. So that was a fun first day of shopping, I think, for our trip. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and let me know down below in the comments section what were your favorite items. Well, hello everyone. It is about 2 o'clock in the morning on a Thursday. I took a really rather long nap after we came back from dinner. I slept from probably 6:30 to approximately 11, so that's what, 4 hours? 5 hours? And I'm just up. I was watching Debbie Reynolds' AE Bio on my computer. And I thought, you know what, why don't I just go ahead and get everything unwrapped and cleaned up because my room is kind of disheveled. Yeah, we really haven't found much. I mean, none of the sales were like running today. There were some people set up, but they just didn't have anything we were interested in. And we went to probably 2 or 3 antique malls, and the prices were just like holy moly. Like, can't believe in this small little area it was that much. We went out to Bedford, Virginia, which is, I think, about an hour or so away from the mile-long yard sale. And we hit a couple of Goodwill. I think we hit a couple thrift stores. We hit one Goodwill, a Mission Thrift. We hit the Salvation Army and the Restore, and all of them, it was just junk. Like, one good thing that I wanted at Salvation Army didn't have a price, and it was in their front showcases, and the lady had to go back to get a price for it, and they said $10 for it. I'm like, I'm not paying $10 for this picture of people I don't know. If it was a couple bucks, I would have said yes, but anyway, so let's just go ahead and show you all this very small amount of stuff that I found. It's, like I said, I think I only spent like 30 bucks on all this here that I'm going to show you all. This was a rather surprising piece. This came from the Goodwill. This is a purple Yeti, and I only paid $2.99 for it. It's practically new, like never been used. So I don't know if somebody received this as a gift and just never got around to using it. But I know Yeti can be very expensive if you buy it at Dick's. So I'm going to probably end up reselling that. But what's funny is they had the Stanley Cup. You know, the really viral Stanley Cup that was really big for a while? They had one of those in gray in the showcase for $25, but they had a Yeti priced at $2.99. Yeti. Now, granted, the Stanley Cups new at Dick's are like $45, but it's just funny because you would think that they would have probably charged $25 for this and $2.99 for the Stanley instead of this, but I will take a Yeti for $3 all day because I guarantee this was probably like $25, $30 plus dollars depending on where you bought it. So that should be up for grabs probably later on after we're done shopping today, because this is filmed at 2 in the morning. And then I spotted this vanity set here. It's got kind of like an amberish hue to it. I just thought that was really neat. It was $6 for the set. The boxes, I think it's like a little bit thicker celluloid. This box is fine. This one, as you can see, is, it's scratched and everything, and then it's cracked like right there. I'm not sure that anybody would buy this set. It looks like maybe a little bit of mismatch, but I thought maybe I could sell this set for maybe like 18 bucks for the 3 pieces, so $6 a piece. I still think that that's fair. Even despite the cosmetic damage, you could still use this stuff. Like, you could probably throw hairpins in here, or, it's still a functional set despite the damage, but, this is probably from, what, the 30s? 40s, maybe? So it's still, despite the under... I mean, this isn't really, like, a deal breaker because the lid is still fine. But that was really cool, nonetheless. So the only other place that I found stuff was this place in Bedford. I forget the name of it already. It was called Zimmerman's or something like that. And I bought 6 items for about $23. This was really interesting to me. There was one booth in there that just had like really good deals on stuff. A lot of other things were just kind of priced high, or like they had a 1970s Wile E. Coyote plush there for $200. And I'm like, no, you will never ever get that. It was crazy. Like, because I bought a Bugs Bunny one years ago at a flea market for like $5, and it was like almost life size. Yeah, some people just are a little nutty with their pricing, or they're stuck in a different era. Anyway, so I believe that this is an piece of EAPG. I just have to do a little bit more research on that. It looks like it's got vegetables at the bottom now that I'm looking at it. I like this texture of the glass. I thought that was really cool. And then I spotted this. I really, really liked this. It's like a coin purse, and I think it's for either matches or toothpicks. And you can mount it on the wall here. So I thought that that was just really, really interesting. It's definitely old. I have a treasure chest in that same style. Oh, excuse me. So like I was saying, I have a treasure chest that has the old chippy paint on it that I found at another flea market, and I love it, even though it's got a big chip out of it. I think it's so cool because it's really old milk glass. So that I think would pair nicely with that. So I bought one of these a while ago and didn't know what the heck it was. I thought it was like a perfume bottle, but it's for fruit flies, and I guess they have a little bit of resale value. I only paid $5 for it. I guess $5 was like the magic number for some of these items. But I have to do a little bit more research on those because I know some of them can be worth money, and I think they were sold at Pier 1 or something like that. So that was a good pickup. This I was not expecting. This is an Ellie Smith Amber Fairy Lamp Shade. It was the magic number, $5. So a while ago, probably 2 or 3 years ago, I had found the base to one of the fairy lamps, but I didn't have a shade. And one of the local peddlers malls, like literally right around the corner from my house, had the shade on some other piece of amber glass, and it was like $5. And you know how some glass they call sick, where it just has kind of like a foggy look and is not like clear and crisp? Now this is dirty because it's literally been sitting in the store for a while, but this doesn't have that sick glass vibe to it. So all I have to do is wash it with some warm water and soap, and it's good as new. And I think these fairy lamps actually do sell pretty well. Now granted, I have a green one that I'm not going to sell. Maybe I'll keep the amber one too, I don't know. But I'm leaning more towards listing that just because, you know, amber's not really my color personally. Now, the only other two items I was able to grab for really good deals were these reference books, and I know that you guys really like these. So anytime I can find them inexpensively, I do pick them up. I know I have this one already. And then this is Elegant Glassware of the Depression Era. So I'm going to look into this because I'm really liking that. I would love to be able to find that, but I know that that's probably going to be crazy expensive. But depending on what's in here, I may end up keeping this. More than likely not. But you know what? We'll see what happens. Usually my reference books at my live sales are offer-ups, and they start at $10. So that's usually where that goes. So yeah, folks, that's pretty much all I have for you all for day 2 of shopping in Lynchburg. I know the best is yet to come once we start going to all these fields and everything with all the different vendors. Slow start because there wasn't hardly anybody set up. I think everyone was getting ready to be, or prepping today to get ready for the big sale that starts tomorrow, or today. So, I should have another part filmed for you all by then. I hope you all enjoyed seeing what I was able to find these last couple of days up here. Wish me luck and cross your fingers that I find some even better things at the fields. And I will see you all in my next video. Bye, guys.